Folks, welcome to an all-new episode of So Bad It's Good. This is your pal Ryan, and this is your Friday episode. We have done it once again. We have made it through another work week. Now, the work week is just getting started for me because we got Southern Charm coming. We got the Traders coming. We got a busy weekend ahead. But man, I'm glad you're here today. We're doing a Real Housewives of Beverly Hills recap. Now, if you listen to my Beverly Hills recap last week, I said I see some light at the end of the tunnel. Beverly Hills is getting good again. Folks, I am horrified to say I was completely wrong. Holy shit, did I not like this episode. Whoa! Listen, there are emotional moments. The Denise and Erica, the revelation, very powerful. I'm not talking about that, but my God. It turns out Mauricio is the magic of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Hey, did you miss me this episode? It's me, Mauricio. I wasn't here and this episode sucked donkey balls. Hey, you need a little mo. It's called Bravo, not Bravo. All right. Oh boy, I watched it a couple times. I was like, maybe I got it wrong. Maybe it's good. And then I watched it another time and I was like, no, this is bad. There are moments. There are moments. But I need more than moments. And I've been thinking about this for the last couple of hours. How sad is that? But I was thinking Most of Beverly Hills, or even this episode especially, we're hearing about things that have happened in people's past. We're not actively watching these people go through these situations on camera. And, like Potomac. Potomac is just, they're funny as hell. Like, even when it's boring, they're funny. These ladies couldn't be funny if they tried. These ladies, it's just like a group of Dane Cooks. And, yeah, Dane Cook's been, but you know what, it's like, and I admire Erica for the bravery to talk about her situation. She does talk about, and this is a trigger warning, we will be talking about domestic violence at certain points of this, but she's revealing a situation that happened after her marriage, that she was in some sort of abuse. I don't know really. She didn't really get into details. But once again with Erica, we're hearing this in retrospect. We're hearing this. It's like it's brave to come forward, and she comes forward because of Denise's revelation about her ex-husband, or soon-to-be ex-husband, Aaron Pfeiffer's, right? But once again, I'm just like, well, man, the privilege of these reality shows for the viewer and for these housewives is that they get to share what they're going through in their lives. And my issue with Beverly Hills, whether it be Kyle hiding what she's going through with her sexuality or what she's going on in her marriage, there is just so much hiding until they deem that they want to come forward. And I just feel like that's not the gig. The gig is you have to be open where you are right now. And Beverly Hills is getting away with too much of, we don't know what's going on in their lives until they want to talk about it. And you're not going to see it. You're just going to hear stories. And you better hope that these ladies are reliable narrators. You better hope that you can trust these ladies as characters. I'm not talking about Erica here, but it's like you then have to trust the character enough that they are accurately representing what they lived through. Once again, I'm not talking about Erica here, but I'm saying you can reframe a story however you want to reframe it. But I think there is something magical when you get to watch somebody go through something in the moment. And then watch these ladies rally around whichever lady is going through defeat, horrific relationships, or even like the victories, even the wins of life. Like Bose. We're watching her try to get pregnant. We're watching her try, and it's been a hard road for her. And she's opening up about that. We watched her learn that these eggs were not able to the fertilization did not take. We're watching her go through that. But I feel like a lot of the rest of the times we're just not. So for me, there's like a huge disconnect. And I did enjoy Rachel Zoe once again. I just felt like this was it was just kind of a throwaway episode. It was just like, okay. I felt like we were starting from scratch again. Like Sutton is like the kinda gentler Sutton Strack. No, not even Sutton Strack. I'm Sutton Brown. I'm Sutton Brown now. I'm not Sutton Strack. I'm Sutton Brown. But it's like, okay, great. You're not drinking vodka out of your purse. Awesome. And everybody's nicer to her. Like, okay, cool. I mean, you're starting to make me by default appreciate Amanda Frances. You're like, well, at least there's something to hang my hat on. I can kind of think about manifestation and cults, and there's something. But I mean, I hate to be a dick about it, but I don't even think it was a really exciting cult that she told us about tonight. It was, I was like, well, and this is how desensitized I am, and I think a lot of us are, because we're so hit over the head by cults and cult stories because of true crime and how popular true crime has been over the last 2 decades, is that I feel like I've heard so many cult stories that this one was like, okay. Did you brand yourself? Like, I mean, I hate to say that, but I was like, oh, you moved to Florida. The preacher was like, you can't be friends with your family. And then you got out. Okay, that's awesome. I'm glad you're out. And now you get to start your own cult around money and manifestation. Amazing. But I got to tell you, Amanda, at least there's something dynamic about there. God, can you tell? I'm just exhausted with this show. I'm exhausted. I want more for this show than I want for myself. What are we doing? What do we do? We're live, man. You're on right now, like on Thursday nights, you have The Traitors, you have The Valley Persian Style, you have Love Story about JFK Jr. and Carolyn Bessette. You got a lot of great shows out there on the boob tube right now. And this is what you choose to put out? You should be ashamed. You should be ashamed. Like, if you have a great revelation like Erica, even though we didn't hear about this in the moment, but if you have those kind of revelations, you got to build a good episode around that. You can't have a half-ass episode. But listen, as always, I say this is my opinion. You could have watched this show and you could have loved it. You could have thought this was magical. Oh my God, it was sunshine and roses. Oh, I've loved it, and that's great. All these are our opinions. But I feel like I've been watching this show from day one, and this show can be better than that. Last week, there was such rays of hope. Last week it was on the right path. How do you let it go? Are you in the editing? Come on, tell me I'm not crazy. The editors out there, you knew this wasn't a good episode. You know this is not a good episode. We shouldn't have to rely on Mauricio. Come on, you miss me. Let's do it. I go to the Hamptons. I go to the Surf Lodge. And I party with my new friend Xander. God, they had these 26-year-olds they were hanging out with, the band at the Surf Lodge, Kyle and Dorit and Rachel. And I was like, have more of those goofy kids with the weird Mumford & Son hats on. Let's see more of them. Let's have Dorit recklessly make out with somebody at the Surf Lodge at 3 a.m. Let's have Jesse Solomon come down from the fucking Hampton, the Summer House and make out with Dorit. Come on. Don't make me produce this show. Don't make me produce this show, Bravo, because I will produce the shit out of this show. Alex Baskin, if you are listening, get this to Alex Baskin. Bring me on board immediately. We're going to make big changes, Alex. We're going to make big... Hey, you listen to Papa Ryan right now. We're going to make big changes. Rachel, she stays. Bose, I think she stays. Erica, out of there. Sutton, you're on the fence, maybe a friend of. We will see how the rest of the season pans out. Kyle, out of there. Mauricio, you're cool. You're cool. You can say, Dorito, I don't know, man. I don't know. Dorit, I'm going to let you stay, but you got to convince PK to do a scene with you just so you can give him what for. Just so we can prove that you have been telling the truth. Because when I produce this show, Dorit, we're going to make sure that we let the audience know you've been telling the truth. Because right now, the show really is kind of iffy if you're telling the truth or not. Amanda, do we let Amanda stay? It's like we can let Amanda stay, but what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to film one of her manifestation conferences where she teaches people how to journal. Okay? I need to see how, I think it'll be a very dynamic scene to have a group of ladies journaling that paid to be there and respect Amanda Frances, because it's not this cast. This cast doesn't respect Amanda Frances at all. What other changes are we making? Is that the whole cast? Who am I leaving out here? Who did I forget? I don't know. It's slim pickings right now. I think we build this around Rachel. We get a couple of her friends. We might get, I don't know, another celebrity. Kathy Hilton wasn't in this episode. Kathy, you can stay. All right. And Kyle's gone. So why don't we get Kim Richards back? Okay. As long as she's healthy enough to do it. We bring Kim back. We'll do a little stunt casting there. And then, Alex, what we're going to have to do, it's going to be a big summer for us. We need to find 3 new ladies. 3 new ladies. 2 of those ladies, I want direct connections with Rachel. And I don't want, like, we were once in a Starbucks together and we ordered the same order and we were like, oh my God, you ordered like a fucking matcha latte. That's crazy. Not that kind of connection. I want a real connection. I dressed her for the Oscars 3 years in a row when she was arm candy for a rich millionaire that actually was in a lavender marriage. I want that. That's a connection with Rachel. I want Rachel. I want the people that she's partying with because she says she spent this last year dancing after the divorce. I want the people that Rachel dances with. I want the people Rachel's going out nonstop with. I want to get real. Okay. And Kyle, it's not over for you. If you choose to take a year off, really get in touch with yourself. And if you want to share the nitty gritty, great. If not, we're bringing Morgan Wade in without Kyle. Morgan Wade is a new Real Housewife of Beverly. I can't believe I'm on this show without Kyle. That's crazy. Amazing. Woo! So we do that. And here's the other thing. I'm gonna lay it down even further. The people that I said can stay, they can stay. But what we're going to do from then on, when we hire people, Alex, for this show, we're going to have to see a utility bill or a driver's license, something. I want to see I want to see a 90210. I want to see that zip code. I don't want any, like, we're in the valley, but we're pretending we're the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. No, we got to go back to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I've been in Beverly Hills. There's a lot of houses. Don't make me go door to door. Don't make me go door knocking like I'm Mercedes, the real estate agent. Just like, hey, I was just around here looking for a Real Housewife. Okay, 3 doors down. I'll do that. Like, don't make me do that. I'll do it if I need to, Alex, because I believe in this show. But we're switching it way up. Because this isn't the Real Housewives of Encino, right? It's the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. We got to start acting like it. Oh, folks. Okay. So anyways, let's take our first commercial break out of the 2 that we've taken today, and I'll talk to you right after this. Thank you for being here, folks. You just watched me have a mental breakdown. And we're back. Today was a busy day, man. I went in person. Our pal Yana Firestone, who does the podcast Pop Therapy, she's in town from overseas. And I went in studio and recorded with her for her podcast. I think that's coming out this weekend. I'm not sure, but I'll let you know when that's out. It was a lot of fun to do that in person. That was great. We did a live Patreon, it turned out to be a blast, man. It was small but mighty. Rebecca came in feeling horrible, but for the last 20 minutes, and we laughed. We laughed our asses off. We made fun of that Kid Rock RFK Jr. video. I didn't know you were supposed to work out in your jeans without a shirt. Folks, imagine if edibles just made you feel good instead of too high. Yeah, we're talking about our friends over at Lumi today. Consistent, mellow, and super delicious, Lumi Gummies are specifically designed to make you feel good, not stoned. Whether you're looking for an end-of-the-day de-stressor, a midday mood boost, or help getting the best sleep ever, Lumi Gummies has a strain that's right for you. So for me, if you listen to the show, you know I have trouble sleeping. And so Lumi Gummies, they're amazing. They sent me some and they are incredible. I particularly like the Rainbow Sherbet Indica. It's an indica gummy that melts away tension while keeping your mind clear and your spirits lifted. And it has like this amazing taste. It's like zesty orange, lime, and summer berries for a refreshing, sweet tart finish. I feel like I'm on Top Chef when I talk about their gummies, but they have something for everybody. I mean, you got to go check them out. Go to lumigummies.com, obviously. But these things, they really work. Lumi Gummies are available nationwide. So all you have to do is go to lumigummies.com. That's LUMI gummies.com and use code SOBAD, even though it's so good, for 30% off your order. Again, that's LUMI gummies.com, code SOBAD, lumigummies.com, code SOBAD. I took a shower today in full jeans and it felt fantastic. So that was It was good stuff. I got to go to the doctor with Rebecca again at like 8:30 in the morning. We're doing another scan. A big week. It was a big hospital week as we get to the final lap before I'm a dad. Oh my God. Okay, so the one sad thing I'm going to say today. Well, many sad things in terms of this Beverly Hills show, but the sad thing that happened this afternoon was actor Eric Dane passed away at the age of 53 after his battle with ALS. Eric Dane, probably best known for Grey's Anatomy, but also did fantastic work, a lot of fantastic work. In fact, he was, I thought he did such great work on the second season of Euphoria. He did film some scenes on the third season of Euphoria, so you will still be able to see him in that. But he was diagnosed with ALS in April of 2025. It has been less than a year that he battled this illness. The family released a statement to TMZ saying, "With heavy hearts, we share that Eric Dane passed on Thursday afternoon following a courageous battle with ALS. He spent his final days surrounded by dear friends, his devoted wife, and his two beautiful daughters, Billy and Georgia, who were the center of his world throughout his journey with ALS. Eric became a passionate advocate for awareness and research, determined to make a difference for others facing the same fight. He will be deeply missed and lovingly remembered always. Eric adored his fans and is forever grateful for the outpouring of love and support he received. The family has asked for privacy as they navigate this impossible time." I know it was he was having a difficult time finding out what was wrong with him until a neurologist diagnosed him with ALS. And he had been chronicling his battle with this, where he was very honest, said he was down to one functioning arm and he was running out of body strength. ALS is a progressive neurodegenerative disease. It's commonly known as Lou Gehrig's disease. It attacks the nervous system and it affects the nerve cells in the spinal cord and brain. And it gets worse over time. And there is no known cure for ALS. But I was very shocked that I thought I just did not realize that it can take somebody that quickly. So I hate to start off with sad news today, but I did want to give respect to a fantastic actor and wanted to make you aware if you were not aware. So Eric Dane, amazing actor, and he will definitely be missed. I mean, man, this week, like I said, it sucked. We started off with the passing of Robert Duvall. I mean, Robert Duvall was 95 years old, and what an amazing life and what an amazing career this man left behind. Robert Duvall was one of the best actors out there. I mean, he wasn't a showy actor. He was just an amazing actor. I don't think there is a bad Robert Duvall performance. There just isn't. I mean, his work in The Godfather, of course, but he's just left, just one banger movie after another, where if you watched a Robert Duvall film, you knew you were going to see interesting, amazing work. But 95 is such a great long life. So it was sad to start the week like that, and then to hear about Eric Dane. So let's get back to talking about Kid Rock and Robert F. Kennedy Jr. working out in jeans. It's the only thing that can make me laugh. And the other thing that makes me sad, have you seen that little monkey Punch, the little baboon monkey guy that he didn't have a mom, I think, and he carries around this little stuffed animal in a Japanese zoo? Have you been seeing this at all? Look up Punch the Monkey. I swear to God, I'm not misdirecting you into some weird porn site. It's like Punch the Monkey, and it is like the sweetest. I've been watching videos of this poor monkey that doesn't seem to have any monkey friends, and it just like carries around this little stuffed animal. If you want to cry, I'm telling you, go look at this Punch the Monkey. Sorry, I just said I was going to stop doing sad stuff, and then I just brought up Punch the Monkey. Okay, I'm going to stop. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, season 15, episode 10. This is entitled "The Colt's Out of the Bag." Not like the cat's out of the bag, the Colt's out of the bag. Yikes. I feel like that's another thing, Alex. We're going to fix these titles. It's almost borderline offensive, that title. I'll allow it, but it was the cults out of I'm glad when we can be jovial about cults. I feel like we are so desensitized about cults that we now make fun jokes about them, like me right now. So we have previously on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Rachel, remember, decided to only take 2 of the housewives, Dorit and Kyle, the 2 that weren't getting along, to the Hamptons because Rachel's like, I haven't had a hot girl summer. I die. I'm just so over this divorce with Roger. I need to go to the Hamptons and go to the surf lodge. I need to leave our kids. But Rachel calls Dorit, remember? Dorit's like, even before Rachel says what it is, she's like, yes, I'm going. Oh, fuck it. I'll leave my kids. I don't even need a PK. Kids, here's some granola. I'll see you in 3 days. Beep boop, boppy, boop, boop, boop. And Dorit's like, I feel like we're stepping into Rachel's world, and I'm obsessed. Woo! And then Bose has a very real storyline. Like, Dorit gets to be like, woo! And then Bose is like, I'm worried about Keely's overall satisfaction if I can't have kids. Wow. Sobering alert. And then we had Amanda's manifesting party where she gave everybody her own book and tried to get them to manifest because, why wouldn't you try to get Kathy Hilton, to learn how to make real money? Kathy needs it. Why are you going to try to get the only one that truly needs, I think Dorit needs money, but I think Erica's Erica should have been fucking writing things down what?
And then what? And then what? Can I stay after? I want to do extra credit. Yeah.
You think Kathy Hilton gives a fuck about me? Kathy Hilton's all full on, Amanda. Yeah, I've done all of this. I'm very well off. You think Kathy Hilton needs to write anything in a journal? Are you kidding me? She pays somebody to journal for her at this point. Anyways, Erica's like,
I wrote down total financial freedom on my journal.
She's like,
my vision board, I just put up a bunch of old men. Yeah.
Amanda says, I never in 40 years of my life ran away from a party like the one I did from Dorit's. And Dorit's like, I thought you were in a cult. Remember, we introduced the cult storyline, and Amanda to Kyle at that hiking scene was like, I'm not hiding the cult. I'm not hiding anything in my life. I'll talk about anything. And then Dorit had found out she wasn't invited to the manifestation party, but she was in the Hamptons, so she truly didn't give a shit. And then at the manifestation party, Sutton was like, well, you got Dorit and Kyle going at each other. You can't be such a wimp, I say. And Amanda's like, come on. You can't call me a wimp in my own home, please. And Erica's like,
if she can't handle being called a wimp, she's in the wrong group. I'm Jane.
Yeah, you're going to be called a lot worse than a wimp. But I just love how Amanda Powell's like, don't call me a wimp. Come on. Not in my house. Come on. And I still, I've thought about it over the week. I do not think Amanda caused Dorit and Kyle to get into a fight. I don't see where this storyline is coming from at all. We're all, everybody in the group's applauding Sutton for standing up to Amanda in a sense, but I don't really agree with it. So I'm like, A for effort, but I don't understand it. I feel like anybody should be able to say anything. And in this group, they often do. I truly didn't understand this. Anyways, we do the opening taglines. I die for fashion. I'm racist. I die for fashion. We open on the water in the Hamptons, and we're at Rachel's friend's house. It's 9:32 a.m., and Rachel's wearing sunglasses inside, and she's like, I'm always in heels and makeup. We've got to be in Montauk in an hour. We have dinner at Surf Lodge in a separate eating area. Now, Surf Lodge, I knew because Jesse Solomon used to talk about it a couple times on Summer House, and I guess it's a big, cool Hamptons hangout. Because remember, they'd be like, do you want to hit up Surf Lodge on the way back to the city, on a Sunday? And I was like, these kids are really living life out there at the Summer House. Anyways, Kyle's like, I got to go run. It's 9:30. I'm going to go. It would be great if Kyle Richards bumps into Carl Radke on a run. Carl Radke's like, I'm just trying to be in the mix. I'm just out here. Hi, Kyle. It's me, Carl Radke. I'm a Bravo celebrity as well. So Kyle's going to run and they're making fun of Kyle for running. We cut to Amanda, and Amanda Francis at her home, and her husband Eddie's in this scene. And Amanda's like, "Hey, baby love. Hey, baby love. Ugh, baby love. Hey, baby love." And she was like, "How is your work day?" I'm like, wait a sec. You brag all the time how you like make more money in an hour than he does in like 10 years of his life. I didn't even realize he worked. How is your work day? You don't care, Amanda. You make fun of any money that he brings into this family. In a talking head, Amanda goes, 5 years ago, I was all about building my business and making money. And I still am about those things, but family comes first. And he's like, how's your party, babe? He's like, if I offered to do a manifestation journaling exercise for free, anyone I know would jump at it, which leads me to believe she doesn't know a lot of people. Anyone I know would jump at it. And it's not that I think anyone should be grateful, but like I didn't even get people didn't even participate. Like, yeah, Kathy Hilton didn't even write down ways to make money. I mean, I love that, I love the thought of anybody would jump at a manifestation journaling exercise with Amanda Francis. And I think what Amanda's forgetting is that those are poor people that need something to believe in. Like, you need to target people like me. Do not target people like them. They're going to laugh at manifestation journaling exercises. I could have told you that. I could have told you that immediately. In fact, I think the producers knew exactly that they would laugh at it. Like, I was thinking about having the girls over to my house and we're going to journal. It's like, what? Cool. Awesome. And you're like, yeah, that sounds great, Amanda. So, also, I just wanted real quick before we get too far into this, wherever you are right now, and if you're driving, pull over to the side of the road, because I'm going to ask you to close your eyes, unless you're a really good driver, and then you can close your eyes while driving. But I need to trust that you're a really good driver. Okay, here we go. Is everybody closing their eyes? Okay. Now, do you have a clear head? I just want you to empty everything out of your head. Empty all of the worries of your day, of the week, of the year. Anybody that's bothering you, anybody that's upsetting you, I want you to put all of that out of your head. I just want a blank slate, okay? Do you have a blank slate? Now, what do you want? And I'm talking to you right now. What do you want? I don't need everything. I just need one thing. What is the one thing you want? Do you have that in your head? Now, what's the first thought that you think of when that pops into your head? But what if I put this thought in there? You already have that thing. It's there. Can you see it? It's in your bedroom or it's in your garage. It's there. If it's a person, you're hugging them. It's already there in your life. It's real. Can you smell it? Can you smell it? I can smell it. Can you see it? It's real. You can reach out and you can touch it because it's already real. So Bad It's Good is sponsored by our friends at OLIPOP. Now, OLIPOP, Rebecca and I, we're kind of obsessed now. I've been chugging the classic root beer, and she has been digging the cream soda. And we have been drinking this like it's water. Now, OLIPOP is a new kind of soda that combines the classic soda taste with the benefits of a functional ingredient blend to support digestive health. OLIPOP is reimagining soda with high fiber and low sugar. My OLIPOP story is that I think I drank a certain soda nonstop. And I have to admit that I've kind of switched off of that, and I have been just drinking this. And this classic root beer, I love it. It kind of reminds me of my dad. He used to take me to like A&W root beer when I was a kid, and it's kind of throwing me back to those childhood memories. But this is high in fiber. It's low in sugar, so it's actually good for you. It's way better than traditional cola. And the functional ingredients, it supports my digestive health. I mean, these are all important things that I never thought about when I was drinking a soda of some sort. But now I'm thinking about it all the time. And I'm like, wow, I'm drinking something that tastes good, that I truly like, but I'm also doing something good for my digestive health, which I think is good, right? So For you guys out there, if you want to try this, you can get a free can of OLIPOP. You buy any 2 cans of OLIPOP in store, and they're going to pay you back for 1. And it works on any flavor, any retailer, because they don't just have these 2 flavors. They have so many other flavors as well. So I'm going to put the code in there. It's drinkolipop.com/so bad. And you're just going to go there and put this information, and they're going to give you a free can of soda. OLIPOP is sold online at drinkolipop.com plus Amazon and available in the soda aisle and with the chilled beverages at thousands of retailers nationwide, including Walmart, Target, Costco, and Whole Foods. Because you can have that thing. You already have that thing. It's already real. See yourself with that thing. Because it's already yours. Okay, that'll be $25. My Venmo is at Ryan-Bailey-29. That's $25. Okay. That's all it is, folks. You just manifested with one of the best. I'm one of the best manifestors. The only thing I've manifested so far is a podcast and lots of DVDs. And I've got lots of DVDs and I've got a podcast. So that is manifestation. I hope everybody had a good time with that. That truly is manifestation. And that's what Amanda gets paid for. And I did that. I did that for you right now, you know? And if you work with me, that was only a couple minutes. Imagine doing a 50-minute session with me. Now that I say all this out loud, I could do this. This is like actually something I could do. My God. Anyways, in a talking head, Amanda's like, I thought this was a fun opportunity to learn a little bit more about me, but they don't take me seriously. Also, if you're doing a manifestation exercise for your friends, it's about them, you numbnut. How is that about you? What are you being like? Is Erica supposed to be like,
God damn, she's really good at teaching me how to manifest journal. Wow, I'm so impressed.
Son's like, oh, I say, I don't need my husband's money no more. I got a man of France. Wow, I'm impressed. You really taught me to cursive write in my journal. Woo! This is right there is like such a, like, what? I thought this would be a fun opportunity to learn about me. No, it should have been a fun opportunity to learn about them, you dork. And she's like, they didn't show up, Eddie. They didn't show the fuck up for the event, and it's annoying. And then we cut to Bose, and she's meeting up with Sutton in like some park in Beverly Hills where they see like a centennial time capsule that's going to be open in the year 2114. And Sutton's like, oh, can we manifest staying alive that long? Bose in a talking head notices a difference between Sutton this year and last year. And then we get a flashback of all the time Sutton's freaked out in the last year and like last season. And I love like, is Sutton really down on herself or something? Are they throwing these nice little edits with every character going, I'm really enjoying Sutton this year. I used to not like Sutton at all, but now I do like Sutton. Like, why is everybody taking time out to say that they like Sutton? Should we be worried? It doesn't make a lot of sense. And I'm starting to think that Sutton might have killed somebody. And they're just trying, like, what is happening here? Anyways, Bose is like, she listens now. She's logical. She's giving advice on how to talk to Dorit. And Bose goes, I'm trying desperately to forget about Sutton Strack, because Sutton Brown I like. Yeah, I'm Sutton Brown now. Woo! Bose goes, what Amanda is doing, Sutton, is telling people how to manifest money by taking their money. Yeah, we're all on the same page here, Bose. And Sutton's like, well, I noticed she's got a lot of brag about. She's in Kyle's old house, and she's like, it's got 18 bedrooms and 19 bathrooms. And I'm like, it always has, I say, it always has. And Bose is like, she doesn't need to quantify her money to fit into this group. But Bose, could you see where she might maybe it felt like she needed to? I mean, everybody leads with, I watched an opening scene with Kyle a couple weeks ago where she had like 5 black expensive cars. I mean, like, Bose, you just bought your daughter a $110,000 car. She's 16 years old. I had to share a car with my dad because he got fired from his job. I had to share a car. Like, my first car I shared with my dad. Like, what are you talking about? You gave her a $110,000 car and you're like, I don't know why Amanda feels like she needs to lead with money. And I'm not even an Amanda fan, but I will tell you she's doing better than some of these other ladies at this point. At least she's interesting, at least it's something to, kind of poke fun at. So, sorry. Sorry, I had to pause because I just had a giggle fit because I just like, this is so dumb. Bose says, she has to realize it's the journey that you take to get to the place. The journey is more interesting than the destination. And I don't know if she wants to brag, but these things, it's like, she doesn't need to say these things. She doesn't need to brag. And Sutton in the talking head's like, you can lead a horse to water, I say, but you cannot make it drink. And she's not drinking. Like, what are you talking? I like Sutton's like, a broken clock is right twice a day. Amanda, we go back to Amanda. Wait, one sec. Yeah, we go back to Amanda and her husband, and Amanda's like, the salad course was not even on the table. And then I had to hear that the Kyle and Dorit fight was my fault. Like, I had a moment where I said one thing, and Eddie's like, there were moments after my breakup that I didn't want to hear other people's opinions. I just didn't want to hear other people's opinions. Also, Eddie looks completely bored, and I don't know if he's just nervous, so he's like, I'm just gonna act casual. Hey, does this look casual? Does this look quick? And Amanda in the talking head goes, Eddie has been through a divorce with young children. And he's a compassionate person, but what I said doesn't warrant the level of scrutiny that these ladies are putting on me. And Eddie's like, you just don't know each other yet. And maybe Dorit's intimidated because you're younger. And then Amanda has the line of the episode. Amanda goes, because I'm young and successful and I'm not financially dependent on a man. And she outsourced her financial well-being to a man and that didn't go well. And she said it with a complete straight face. And I was like, that's what we need, Amanda. Keep that energy. Love that energy. But also, I know she was talking about Dorit, but I was like, you legitimately could be talking about any of those ladies at the table except for Bose, maybe, right? I mean, because Rachel wasn't at that table. But I was like, yeah, Erica did that. Dorit did that. Kyle's not there, but she, in a sense, did that. Kathy, she's still with Rick, but you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I mean, they all, in a sense, did that. Amanda in the talking head's like, what does Dorit care about my opinion? If she is so sure about her path, why does she care? Just like, do your own thing. And Eddie's like, that's on her, babe. And Amanda's like, well, that's very different than me. Yeah. It takes all kinds of different people. In a new scene, we're back at Rachel's friend's house, and Kyle's outside getting some sun, and she's like, Siri, FaceTime Erica Girardi new. I like Kyle loves saying Siri out loud in scenes. Siri, are you my only friend? Siri. Like she always... I'm learning new technology like the kids do. Hey, Siri. Call Erica Girardi new, which I love. Oh no, my Siri just activated. Oh no. Okay. Sorry, my Siri. Oh, I can't say that. My Siri just activated. Siri's always listening. I don't ever call out for Siri. But Kyle does. Kyle does. And I like Erica Girardi's been through so many different numbers that Kyle's putting in Erica Girardi new. And anyway, she's like, hi, Erica. And Erica's like,
don't you look pretty? Oh, how's everything going? Wow, you're in the Hamptons. Okay, you look gorgeous. Anyways, you missed Amanda's dinner party. It was nice. And then the combo turned to dinner between you and Dorit and Amanda and Sutton told her, listen, you need to say what you said and have your own opinion. Stop referring to Kyle, because you caused a fight between Kyle and Dorit.
And Kyle's like, here's what's confusing for Amanda. Everyone's like, have your own opinion, but yet she feels like she voiced her opinion and everyone's like, what? Why are you having an opinion? Like, she didn't say anything horrible. And Kyle in a talking head's like, women are being hard on Amanda. She's making an effort. Like, it's like, can you meet her halfway? I kind of agree with Kyle here, but in classic Kyle fashion, Kyle says that in a talking head. Not to Erica Jane on the phone. Can you just tell those fucknuts to meet her halfway? Come on. I'm the lead of this show. 15 seasons. Come on, listen to me. She says it in a talking head. And Erica's like, oh, by the way, I'm going to dinner with Sutton and Denise. And Kyle's like, oh my God, I texted Denise. I can't believe what she's going through. And we see the headlines that, about the Aaron and the abuse and the restraining order. And Kyle says, Yeah, I mean, like, they talk about the scene from 2020 when Aaron Pfeiffer's was on there and they were walking away from like an intense scene, and Denise is like, "Babe, there's cameras. Don't say anything." He's like, "I'm gonna crush your fuck. Don't tell me what to do. I'm gonna crush your fucking hand." Like I remember when we saw that, we were like, Jesus, dude. And Erica's like,
I feel really bad for her. Tough place to be. Just more chaos.
and she talks about how she met up with Denise last year in 2025, and we see that scene. And Erica's like, even when we weren't getting along, Denise reached out when the Tom stuff was going down, and I never forgot that, and I don't want to see anyone go through what she's going through. And Kyle's like, say hello for me. I'm going to go party at Surf Lodge. And then we cut to the Hamptons. And we cut to the Hamptons. All the ladies are getting glam because you got to get glam. Glam is 24/7 with these ladies. And Rachel's like, we're going to miss the show if we don't get out of here, girls. Girls' night out, bitches. And they all get in the car. And Kyle's like, I almost wore this whorish outfit where you could see my ass cheeks and my butthole. And I was like, why didn't you wear that, Kyle? Come on, Kyle. And Rachel says in a talking head, I want to see the Kyle that I've heard about that just splits at clubs. Like, I want to see Kyle living her best Kyleness. Like, I want to see that. I want to see Kyle living her best Kyleness. Yeah, I mean, Kyle used to, and I don't want to blame that on alcohol. I feel like we can get Kyle to do splits again. Alex Baskin, we're not going to let Kyle back next season, but if we let her back the season after that, we got to say you got to do splits for like first show back. Split. And in fact, I'm going to make a rule. We got to see her do splits every episode. Yeah. Anyway, so we're at the Surf Lodge, and Rachel is greeted by Jayma, Jayma, the owner. And Rachel's like, I haven't seen you since Aspen, girl. And she goes, I believe in dancing my way through life. I haven't been wallowing in my separation. I would say that I've been out for the better part of the last year. I've traveled. I've been out of town. I've danced more than I've danced in the last 10 years. You know what's better than flowers that die in 3 days? Matching underwear. Seriously, MeUndies has cracked the code on Valentine's Day gifts and beyond with their matching underwear for couples. It's cute, it's intimate, and you will wear them more than once. My personal experience with MeUndies, I think you know my journey. I can't show you, but I am wearing MeUndies right now, and I have the MeUndies on that have little hearts on it because I'm a romantic, but I also have ones with dinosaurs. They are amazing. I swear by MeUndies. MeUndies makes matching underwear specifically for couples, though. So same adorable prints, different cuts for each, and all made from their signature ultra-modal fabric that feels impossibly soft. Unlike other brands just slapping hearts on generic underwear, MeUndies designs coordinating prints from the ground up. And their Valentine's Day collection has prints made for two. It's the kind of gift that makes you smile every time you put them on. Now, over 30 million pairs have been sold and 90,000 five-star reviews for their products. People love these because they actually fit well and feel amazing. I can attest to that. And their first pair promise, 45 days risk-free, means if your first pair doesn't work out, they're going to make it right. And they're not going to hassle you about it. Every style comes in coordinating prints so you and your partner can match. Boxer briefs, trunks, briefs for him, bikinis, thongs, boy shorts, cheeky styles for her. Same print, different fits. Valentine's Day has already passed. But if you want these delivered at any point, not just for Valentine's Day, it is for beyond. This is the gift that keeps on giving long after the holiday is over. So make this Valentine's Day and beyond one to remember with matching underwear from MeUndies. To get exclusive deals up to 50% off, go to MeUndies.com/SoBad and enter promo code SoBad. That's very important. Enter promo code SoBad. That's MeUndies.com/SoBad. Promo code SoBad for up to 50% off. That's promo code SoBad for up to 50% off. I've danced like no one's watching, and I've done it around people that are watching. I like to read there. She's getting like a wristband to go in the club, and Dorit's like, can you put it around my bag? Oh, no, my wrist? Okay, cool. Hoo-hoo. And Dorito in the talking head goes, it's been a long time since I've been out dancing, letting loose with the chicas. You know, back in my single days in New York City, I would party until the sun came up. And we see pictures of young Dorit living her young Dorit life. And the band that they're there to see is Mojave Gray. Hey, we're Mojave Gray. Check out our music. Check out our EP, Mojave Gray. Mojave Gray, yeah. All right. Dorit is partying with Kyle, and she's like, Kyle, we got to do this more, huh? We're going to party. Woo. Kyle's like, I don't remember the last time Dorit and I did go out and just have fun. And then we see a flashback starting at like 2016. I will say half of the flashbacks, Kyle's like shit-canned wasted. I love to laugh with Dorit when I'm hammered. Dorit in the talking head goes, I feel like the last few years Kyle took herself way too seriously. But now she feels lighter. The fun Kyle is back. Woo-hoo. I love that she goes, the last few years, Kyle took herself too seriously. Oh, you mean when she was going through a massive separation and she fell in love with a woman? Yeah, sometimes you do tend to take life a little seriously when things are falling apart. I don't know what happened to this loser, but she really took things a little too seriously. What a loser! But now she feels lighter. Not that heavy bullshit lesbian shit. The Mauricio dip shit. Come on, be light, Kyle. Woohoo! I was like picturing Kyle. Like, Kyle, are we having so much fun? Kyle, would you kiss me? Huh? Do my boobies make you feel anything, Kyle? Do you want to touch one? No, it was only Morgan. Dorit, please. You're making all of us uncomfortable. Anyways, we cut to Lake Hollywood. We're both. That's a weird cut. We cut to Lake Hollywood. And it's like, you hike around this kind of man-made pretty lake thing. And it's Bose and her daughter, Lael, 16. And she's like, Lael has been by my side 24/7. I was like, good. You're one of those good moms that like lives with her daughter. And she's like, Lael, I told you about the 2 embryos that didn't make it. And now, they're giving me options of a donor egg. And I don't know what I think about that. I'm just disappointed I can't use my own eggs. And, that my eggs weren't good enough. And she's like, the IVF process, I've heard people do it up to 7 times. And it can be devastating when it doesn't work. But I want to know I tried and I did everything and I gave it my all. I know I can do it one more time. But after that, I don't know. I'm shocked she's even going to do it one more time. It's like she's, isn't she like 48, 49 years old? I mean, that's just one of the most unfair things about getting older is things like this, because Bose is an amazing mom and she would be an amazing mom to any child that she had. And she seems like she has the energy, she has the love, she has all of these things. So it's very unfair. And then Lael says, well, listen, Mom, you're a great mom to me and I want someone else to be able to experience that. And Bose is like, that's why I paid you $110,000 for a car. That's why I gave you a $110,000 car so you'd say nice things like that on camera, huh? No, it was actually a really sweet moment, but I did have to remind myself that 16-year-old has a $110,000 car. I was like, wow. Yeah, man, if I got a $110,000 car, I'd be like, Bose, you're my mom now. Like, sorry, Becky. Bose is my new mom. Like, in fact, does anybody know where Bose lives? Should I just show up at the doorstep in like a baby basket? And just be like, nah, 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 nah. Anyways, we cut to Erica. Erica goes over to Amanda Francis's. And Amanda's like, do you want an espresso? I'm going to pour it in I'm giving you my money is my mood mug. Yeah, just give me a fucking cup of coffee. Like, I don't even care what mug you like. Yeah. Erica's like,
oh, damn, the money mug. Wow, I feel lucky. Yeah.
Amanda in a talking head goes, I thought Erica would be someone I never got along with. And I like Erica's going through the place and she sees like kid toys on the ground. This actually did make me laugh. Erica's like,
kids, man, this place is fucked up.
But Amanda says, each and every time I talk to Erica, I like her more. I mean, she's one of the only people that actually talk to you on this cast. So I think you have no option but to like Erica Jane. But Amanda's like, she's continually being interested in my business and about manifestation. I like this woman. Yeah, Erica's a grifter too. Like, are you kidding me? She's like, dude, it's like Stacey Rush having a competing marijuana line on Potomac. I swear to God, next season, if Erica comes back, even though if I produce the show, she's not, Erica's going to be like,
I have manifest with Erica Jane. Yeah.
But Erica tells Amanda,
If you say something, Amanda, say it right away. I had a tough time in this group because of my personal life, and it didn't feel good at all. And it's an odd thing to be personal and to be open.
She goes, it's an odd thing to be personal and to be open. Well, Erica, you haven't done either of those things. Like, what do you're open at the end of this episode, but you're rarely open. You're rarely personable. Like, are you kidding me? But then she's like,
we want to know about the cult. Amanda, we want to know about the cult.
And then there's like a pause. And Eric and the talking head's like,
she told us she was in a cult. She opened up this line of questioning. Like, how bad was it? Like, how did you get in? How did you get out of it?
Amanda's like, okay, you want it from the beginning? And she ties her hair back. And Eric's like, yeah, I want to know so I can talk about you.
I can talk about you later behind your back. Huh.
And Erica says she knew somebody in a cult. She knew somebody in the Nixium cult, which is like, that's a real cult, right? Amanda goes, when I was in high school, I was very involved in my youth group. Like, I didn't grow up Christian. My parents were not religious, but I chose religion. And in a talking head, she says, I grew up in the buckle of the Bible Belt, and my parents weren't religious, but I was always curious about God. I loved going to church with my friends, and I was kind of exploring about religion and God, and, you know, to me, it wasn't a bad thing. And then I ended up moving to Florida, where the church was, like, of my youth group. Like, I was in the youth group in Oklahoma, and a lot of us followed our pastor to Florida. And then we see a picture of, like, 2008 of, like, Amanda by the water. And by the way, this picture is, like, she's all shoulders. Like, her shoulders are, like, hunched over here, and she's, like, smiling by the water, like, eh. And she was like, the longer I was there, the more controlling it got. It was like, he told us, like, who to marry, who we could date, who to be friends with. And, like, you know, it's like, and no, the producer asks, do you feel like the church was trying to isolate you from your family? And Amanda says, absolutely. I remember saying to the pastor that I saw my older sister this weekend, and I felt blah and blah. And he was like, you would make your sister believe that Jesus is not the greatest life imaginable? You're not leading her to the Lord? And she says she was isolated and cut off from her friends. And Erica goes,
financially isolated too.
It's always financial with Erica. Erica's like,
and money too, right? Money? Anything about money?
And Amanda was like, yeah, you know, giving money to them too, sure. And Amanda says she got called to the pastor's office. No, she said, you know, it's like she just didn't want to be called to the pastor's office. She says after a year and a half, she would talk to people outside, and she would talk to her parents, and they were like, you're in a cult. And so October 31st, 2008, she went to the church so no one would expect a thing, and then she drove from that church service straight to her sister's house in Orlando. So I guess her sister lived in Florida as well. And the pastor, there was a lot of rage and anger directed towards Amanda. And he was like, it was a shock that you left. How could you? And please don't contact any members of this church and let them think that what you did was okay. And she was like, I decided I'm going to get my degrees, and I'm going to help people by charging them money to journal. You know, it's like, but I just keep thinking, what if I stayed and followed that man? I would still be there on his grift when I am grifting on my own. Like, all of that is my money. I don't have to give any of that to him. And Eric is like,
this is the story you need to tell us, and not your opinion on people's marriages. Whoa, yeah.
She can do both, Erica. Erica, what have you told? I mean, you do tell us something at the end of this episode, but she can do both. You can walk and chew gum at the same time. Anyways, we're at a new scene. We're back at the Hamptons at Surf Lodge. They're getting escorted to a private dining area, as I'm sure Jesse Solomon's vomiting, partying in the front, doing keg stands. And Rachel says, Dorit, this is you haven't been in a type of this type of place in forever. And Dorit's like, it's been decades, Rachel, decades. And I like that they order, she's like, I'll take the surf salad and the burrata. And then Dorit's like, definitely chicken tenders, a little chicken tendy moment. Yeah. And then she goes, and make sure there's some French fries. Why don't you just order some French fries? Could you put 3 French fries with the chicken tendies? Yeah, that'd be great. Woo! Make sure there are some French fries. Just order the fries. Order the fries then if you want the fries. Anyways, the band, this Mojave dipshit band comes over, and Dorit's the guy's name is Xander. The guy's name is Xander Black. Bleck. What a name, Xander Black. Hey, I'm Xander Black. Hey, it's me, Xander Black. And Dorit's like, Xander, so you're from Los Angeles. Dorit knows the power of communication. Dorit, so you're from Los Angeles. And Xander's like, I'm from New Jersey. And Kyle's like, of all our friends in our friend group, Dorit's the one that flirts the most. And then Dorit goes, Xander, I'm an East Coaster all day long, honey. Woo. Kyle in a talking head goes, she likes to tease them. You know, it's like she'll meet someone and talk their ear off. Surprise. Kyle's such a fucking hater, man. Like, just God, I had friends like this back in the just hated to see you talking to somebody. Hated to see you getting along with anybody else. But Dorit's like, how old are you guys? And Xander's like, 26. And Dorit's like, ooh. Rachel in a talking head goes, I was at an Oscar party and there was this guy and he asked for my number and said, how old? And I said, how old are you? And he's like, I'm 26. And I was like, OMG, same. I'm turning 27 next month. Like, I cannot. Yeah, there was a barback, Rachel. You were talking to a barback at that party. Anyways, Rachel's like, you guys, I saw this thing on my feed about Erica, and I'm worried about her. And it said she's being, sued for $25 million. And Kyle's like, what do they think? I mean, she can't get, she goes, what? She can't get $25 million. She doesn't have it. Huh? There's no way they can get 25 mil from her. No way. And Rachel's like, I don't know anything about this. I just want to make sure she's okay. So I texted her. And Erica texted back that she's okay. And thank you. Kyle in a talking head goes, she's trying to get back on her feet. I mean, do you see that shitty pool house she lives in? And now she's going to spend a crazy amount of money on lawyers. I mean, what does that mean for her future? Emotionally, sure, but financially, it's a lot of weight to carry. It's not like she's married to Mauricio. Hey, did you bring up my name? All right. Hey, I make a lot of moolah, huh? Hey, I've got the money, honey. It's so stupid. It's like, yeah, Erica, and by the way, don't worry, Erica's not spending her money on the lawyers. I feel like somebody else, Eric is gonna be fine. Eric is gonna find a way. She always does. But also, it's just so hard for me to empathize. I always say, it's hard for me to empathize and sympathize about this part of Erica's story. It just is. We had to watch her brag about all the PJs and all the fucking prayer rooms and the jewels and all of that stuff. And she tried to rub it in everybody's face about how rich she was. This is what all that glitters is not gold, man. Like, this shit comes to bite you in the ass. And all our mistakes bite us in the ass, right? Anyways, the guys leave, and I was like, oh, fuck, Xander, stay, man. You're awesome. And then Dorit's like, Xander has really soft hands. Woo. And Kyle's like, yeah, she's like, PK is my type. That's not my type. And they put a photo of Xander and PK next to each other. And Dorit's like, I don't have a type, Kyle. And Rachel's like, let's see who you hook up with next, Dorit. Like, I'm only attracted to my type. I would 100% hook up with Brad Pitt. It's like, now. Like, are you kidding me? I love when people are like, I would hook up with Brad Pitt. I would hook up with Brad Pitt. Are you kidding me? Great. Good luck. Good luck, everybody. Go hook up with Brad Pitt. Yeah, go. And Dorit says, ooh, Brad Pitt, ooh. And everybody's like, you don't think Brad Pitt's handsome? And Dorit's like, no. Ooh. And Rachel's like, we can roll together then, because we will never go after the same guy. And Dorit's like, exactly. I love it. Let's roll together, Rachel. I mean, Dorit in the talking head says, I don't have a type. It's energy, charm, swag. Hey, it's me, PK. Look at my swag, energy and charm, baby. All right. And plus, I've got a microscopic wiener. All right, baby. But she says, you don't want him to have too much charisma, because then, it's not good. My mother always said, well, yeah, don't marry the best-looking guy in the room. Darkness, Dorit. Your mom told you not to marry the best-looking guy in the room. Well, you did it. You got it. You did it. Your mom's proud. Wow. Anyways, Kyle's like, I FaceTimed Eric today, and she said Sutton and Amanda got into it. And like Sutton said, Amanda has to have her own thoughts, and that, you caused the Kyle and Dorit fight. And Rachel's like, shut up. And she's Dorit's like, I've got to give a lot of credit to Sutton. Wow. And Rachel's like, yeah, Sutton came to my house and said, I need to learn how to react to things better. Dorito in the talking head's like, Sutton has changed. It makes me excited to see where our relationship can go. I love it's like Sutton's changed. No, Sutton just like stood up for you once. Well, Sutton's not on my shit list anymore. And Dorit says, no. Oh, no. Then they start talking about Amanda. And Dorit goes, I don't have an adverse reaction to Amanda. And Rachel's like, you're a little adverse. And Dorit says, I care more about a hangnail than I do Amanda. And then Kyle's like, well, how will we do in like a group setting? And Dorit's like, we'll be great. We'll be cordial. And Kyle's like, she cares more about a hangnail, but they'll be cordial? Okay. And then Rachel's like, whatever, girls. We're going to dance the night away right now. Tonight's not even close to over. You can leave, but we're going dancing. And Kyle's like, so you're kidnapping us? And Rachel's like, yeah, we're going dancing. And I just pictured that John Hamm meme. You know the John Hamm meme where he's in the club dancing with his eyes closed? And this is like Alex Baskin, when we make this show next year, when we do these, like when they refer to a club scene, call me a rookie, but I need to see the club scene. I need to see a little dancing. Some of my best memories are Ramona Singer dancing. Turtle time. Come on, man. I want to see Rachel Zoe dance. I think I can imagine it, but I don't know if I'm right. Like, don't make me go to AI and say, show me Rachel Zoe dance. I don't want to do that. How does Rachel Zoe dance? I feel like this is a perfect opportunity to know. I want to know. Show us. Anyways, we cut to Erica slow-mo walking.
I'm slow-mo walking. Yeah, I'm sexy dressed and I'm going in.
They're going into this restaurant, Madre, which is on Fairfax. It's right by my barbershop, Shorty's, that I go to like once every 6 months. I know exactly what this place is. It's like a little hole in the wall, but it actually looks nice inside, where I was like, oh, that actually kind of looks nice. But it's right on Fairfax, right like above Melrose if you live in LA. And Sutton is slow-mo walking in his I'm Sutton Brown, slow-mo walking into this scene, yeah. Anyways, Erica and Sutton sit, and they do that like, oh, you look cute, blah, 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 boy. And Sutton's like, I got an Erica Jane dress on right now. And I was like, what does that mean, no panties? And they talk about the last time they both saw Denise. And Erica says, you know, it's just so fucked up what she's going through, and I want to hear it from her, because no one deserves what she's going through. And then all of a sudden we see Denise slow-mo walking. And Denise is like a professional slow-mo walker, because they get her from the back and she like flips her hair back. And she has a new face. She has new boobs, you guys. She looks very awake. She's like, the face. She's like wide awake. You know when you're young and you look awake? That's how Denise's new face looks. She's like, and Son's like, I can't even tell. I'm like, you can't? Like, what? Even the sun could tell. What are you talking about? So they do the, how are you? I'm wonderful. And Denise is like, not my first rodeo. I just lost 200 pounds and got a facelift. So I guess that's obviously in reference to Erin, 200 pounds, unless her face actually weighed 200 pounds. And Sutton's like, you did? You got a facelift? And she's like, yeah, 6 weeks ago. It's still healing. And Sutton's like, well, my goodness golly, am I going to be the last one to get a facelift? And Eric's like,
didn't they cut your ears off? And did they cut your ears off on the facelift?
Which I was like, oh my God. I guess they just make an incision and then pull it back. But I was like, if they cut Denise's ears off, how cool would that be for my reality show museum, you guys? Oh, that would fit so well into my reality show museum. It'd be amazing. And Sutton in a talking head reminds us that she's had 0 plastic surgeries. And I have to admit, I think that's true. I don't think that's a lie at all. And then Denise points out she got her tits done 6 weeks. That's what her word, tits. She says she got it done 6 weeks before. And Sutton says when she first moved to Beverly Hills, there was a lot of boobs and a lot of lifts. And she said it was a strange feeling because she felt inferiority. I was like, that's not a strange feeling. That's a normal feeling. You would feel inferior, right? Like any of us would. And Denise is like, well, I'll tell you what, when they pulled my scalp back, that really hurt. And Erica's like,
I need to do a whole thing.
Erica in a talking head says,
I didn't like the way my neck was looking, Father Time gets us all. You can take as many peptides, Sculptura, Botox, but nothing beats a needle and a thread.
Sutton lets us know she doesn't drink tequila anymore. And I was like, wasn't vodka the problem? But she just doesn't, but then she orders wine. And I'm like, okay, well, we're still drinking, just not the hard stuff. And then he says, I love that you two are getting along so well. And Erica in a talking head goes,
without the vodka, Sutton is fun, less reactive, reasonable, and our friendship has improved. I can't believe I'm saying that.
Once again, we have another Sutton. Dorit said Sutton's better. Erica said Sutton's better. Bose said Sutton's better. Is this Sutton's birthday or something? What's going on? Erica says, I had to come to understand my own life, and that's been a lot, because he started talking about more serious stuff. Erica in a talking head reminds us that she's being sued by Tom's trust and then the Girardi Keese trust, which was Tom's business. And she's like,
this is designed to break me and drive into bankruptcy and to make me an example, punish her.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yes to all of that. What did you think was going to happen? But we still really don't, wouldn't you love to know? Because Denise says, people have no idea what's going on behind closed doors. No, we don't. So we speculate. And you know what helps with speculation? When you tell us what's going on. Just telling us you're being sued by two different trusts, tell us what's actually going on then. That's just this breadcrumbing of information. It's whatever. But, Erica's like, I want to talk to you about the black eye I saw, because that can't be a one-time thing. And Sutton's like, when did it start, Denise? And Denise is like, a while ago, it was a slow burn. My dad asked why I didn't tell him. And it's like, well, I can't share this and stay with that person. Eric in a talking head says, my first impression of Aaron was cool. I didn't see any red flags at first, but I didn't like how he spoke to me and Teddy. And then we get a flashback of a scene, that there was a scene where Aaron was talking to them and it was like, we can go all day long, ladies. I don't, But I remember that scene and I was like, and at the time I remember thinking, well, Eric and Teddy are kind of annoying, but it was it's never, when the men start talking down to the women, it's never obviously a good look. I didn't realize it was this serious. But Denise starts telling this story. She says, the other night I had my surgery. It was 7.5 hour surgery. And then I was 5 hours of recuperation. And then she goes, oh, and by the way, I had some fat taken out and put in my boobs. And I was like, okay, cool. She throws that in there out of nowhere. And she goes, well, he was helping me to the toilet and he was trying to get my phone from me and he hit me on the side of the head and my boob drain hit the toilet paper and I started crying and I thought there is no hope of salvaging this marriage at all. And I almost rescheduled my second surgery and, here I am. And Erica's like, so what happened on the 4th of July? And we see all of these headlines of if you guys remember the 4th of July, it all blew up. It was headline after headline after headline. And Denise says it was awful. And Erica's like, so he hit you twice post-op. And Denise is like, yeah, he hit me with a facelift. And that's why I filed a restraining order. And she says, I told Charlie it made him look like a saint. We're talking about Charlie Sheen now. And if you watch the Charlie Sheen documentary on Netflix that came out a couple months ago, Charlie was abusive too, you guys. Denise has put up with some insane shit. But that was darkly funny. Denise has seen some shit. She's seen some darkness. But Erica's like, I'm really sorry this happened to you. That's terrible. And then he says, Charlie was the first one to text me and you were the second. And that also made me kind of sad. Charlie was the first one to text you and you do have kids with Charlie, but that's a dark relationship. And then Erica's the second one. It's you always think in these people, you're surrounded by love. And that's just sometimes not the reality of anybody's situation. And help does come sometimes in the places that you least expect it. And the people that actually reach out to you are sometimes the last people that you would ever expect to reach out to you. And that's actually if we can take anything from this, all joking aside, is that always check in on people, even the people that you don't, if you get a vibe, or if you get, I had a weird feeling, if you always reach out to those people, you never know, people do need those things. But maybe Erica was just checking in to see if there was any kind of money in it for it. No, I'm joking. Erica says, I wanted you to know I was thinking of you and I want the best for you. It's just a lonely, isolating feeling. And then she goes, just so you know, I went through this too. And Sutton's like, zoinks. And then we cut to commercial and then we come back and she's like, not with any of my husbands, but recently. No one knows that. In a talking head, she says she met someone. It was fun. There was no expectations on the relationship, that this was my person. But it was several months after I met this person, and it turned into chaos. And we go back to the scene, and Sutton's like, well, I was just going, I just want to go back. This happened to you, Erica Jane. And Erica's like, it did, just I haven't told anyone. And Sutton in a talking head says she's shocked. Erica is such a fighter. I could never think Erica endured abuse. Listen, I mean, I think that's the fallacy about abuse, right? Is that you never expect that people could put up with such a thing. Or you might even be like, well, I would never put up with that. I know. You just don't know, though. Psychologically, you don't know. And so it doesn't shock me. I mean, I think Erica puts on, we've talked about this. This is one of those things about Erica. It's like her extreme sexuality. I sometimes think she puts on these things. And at the end of the day, that's sometimes my frustration with Erica is I don't even know who Erica is. After how many years? Like, I know who she wants us to believe she is. But she's endured abuse. And Denise says, if it can happen to women like us, and Sutton in a talking head says, it's such a big thing to share. I don't know. I'm overwhelmed. And she starts tearing up. And then Sutton in the scene goes, with whom? And Erica's like, it doesn't matter. It just happened not too long ago after Tom. And and this is like the thing. It's like, we remember, like, there were like rumors here and there, like, who did it happen with? Was it that other lawyer guy, that older guy? Like, who did it happen with? But she says it happened more than once. And she said, and the third time, I decided this is not for me. And she says, I'm just going to say one thing and leave it there. It is shameful that a mother of a police officer and had to call 911 and then call a family member and say, you heard it from me before anyone else. So she called 911. I'm shocked this never leaked anywhere. Like, I truly am shocked about that. In a talking head, Eric says, the first time it happened, I was incredibly calm. I put on my best hostage negotiator voice, and this person was fucking mad. I was afraid, but I was numb inside. I almost felt nothing. Denise in the scene goes, thank God you got out. And Erica's like, yeah. Eric's like,
yeah, of course. I got other. It's not a big deal.
And then she immediately brushes off like it's not a big deal. And Denise says, and now you're dating someone new. And Erica's like, life goes on. Just like,
yeah, life goes on.
And Denise is like, has he met anyone in the group? And she's like,
absolutely not. He's special forces like your guy, Denise.
Because there was a rumor that Aaron got mad because the guy on special forces on Fox, he thought Denise was hooking up with him. But Erica, the Shrek guy that Erica's dating, is special forces as well. And, but this is, so it was like this bonding moment. I will say the only thing where I was like, aren't we here to support Denise? And it's like, it turned into be like Erica's revelation, which there can be room for both. But I was kind of like wanting more details about Denise's story. But I'm sure we will hear more about Denise's, because scenes from next week, they do show Erica crying to her therapist, Dr. Jen Mann, who's been Erica's therapist, I think, for a couple of seasons on this show. And I'll be curious about that scene. And then we have Rachel Zoe in the Hamptons. It's like, Dorit bought half of the store. And then Kyle's on the phone with somebody. She's like, I don't know if Dorit's like manic or OCD, which I'm like, of course Kyle would immediately diagnose somebody because they bought half. Kyle, how many times have I seen Kyle buy half every store she goes into? Should we diagnose Kyle as manic or OCD? Like, that's going to come back to bite Kyle in the ass. And, yeah, that's it, folks. It ended on a real somber note. And then, I think a lot of us have dealt with abuse out there, and it can happen to anyone. It can happen to anyone. And yeah, but overall, kind of episode, right? And we're going to end today with a quick 30-minute interview I did with two of the producers of a 3-part docuseries that just premiered on Hulu today. It's called Girl on the Run, The Hunt for America's Most Wanted Woman. And it explores the 2008 prison escape of Sarah Pender that I found fascinating. If you're looking for something to dive into this weekend, I highly recommend this 3-part docuseries. This interview doesn't give away too much. I try not to give away too much about this because I found it really, really good, very fascinating, very well done. But after you watch it, come listen to this, or listen to it before you watch it. But also, if you're interested in how these docuseries and these kind of true crime element docuseries are made, it really kind of takes you behind the creative process and how they find their subjects. And so we're lucky enough to talk to the executive producers on this, but it's airing on Hulu right now. Girl on the Run, The Hunt for America's Most Wanted Woman. And I will say goodbye to you here, folks, but come back tomorrow for The Traitors. Oh, no, tomorrow for Southern Charm and Sunday for The Traitors with Bergie. Have a great weekend. And here we go. Girl on the Run. Check it out.